I'm Dietrich Trautmann, and I would like to show like a web chat app that I built using GenAI. And I mean, I would like to start, like, most of you probably use GenAI in some form, so the very famous ChatGPT app that everyone knows and hopefully loves, yeah. Then there's like Claude, where you can also do all kinds of prototyping stuff. But man, kind of getting all those subscriptions, right, kind of for the first tool, and then like you're running out of limits, you get to the next one. And then, yeah, luckily we have like open source, like Open Web UI. But then every now and then you need to go into the terminal and like updating it. There are like other tools such as LibreChat, right? And like before this event today, I got a pop-out to update it, and now it's not working anymore. So that's kind of the situation I was in, that I would like to try all the different things, and there is like not one tool that allows me to like really easily use it. So I came up with the idea of like, hey, let's start kind of building my own thing. And I mean, that's where I am. So kind of this whole thing was the motivation of creating the app, but then like my day-to-day job, I do like Python and backend development stuff. I have no idea about frontend, so that's another thing that I was thinking about. Hey, let's use GenAI to also develop this thing. So all of the front-end code that I have here is completely developed in all the different assistants, and also like in VS Code, as you know, like there was like Cline, Continue, or any other like this root code, etc. And that's basically my journey towards getting this app available. So the thing that I wanted to maybe show you, so oftentimes we have also this 10x thing that like productivity, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it was really this enabler to go from zero, not having any web development experience, to be able to have this app. And actually, like when I talked about this in October, I had it like in a really rough state. But the thing is, like, how many use Ollama, for instance, with local models, right? Like, why is there not a UI? Like, what is happening there? Like, they just create this, you download the app, and then it's running in the backend, but like, what? And then, like, in the terminal, that's not the thing, right? So this whole thing, it's how it started. I created all the different API connectors, and for instance, like I have here the local APIs. I put in also some more description if you want to have a look at it, because that's also one thing that I learned interacting with GenAI. You need to enable this like cross-origin resource sharing. But once you've done that, you can run a local model. Let's see, which one do we pick? For instance, Llama 3.2, and then define AI principles, and then here we go. So everything is happening client-side. So kind of like on my server, that's like why I also can offer it for free. It's just serving a static page, and everything else is happening on the client. So all the interactions and API calls. And then, yeah, kind of that is, I wanted to have a nice UI for doing all kinds of vibe checks with all kinds of LLMs. I created kind of the connections to the big, like OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini ones, and the local APIs. And then I have also the custom AI endpoints with OpenAI compatible APIs. So for instance, like with Together, if we enable this, for instance, which model do I have? Like for instance, they have like a really nice offering, like Llama Vision 3, they don't even charge for that. So like if we regenerate it with this model, that's also a nice thing. Another thing that I'm missing in ChatGPT is that you can't edit the assistant message. Like sometimes it is getting it almost right, but I would like to continue the chat. So it would be easier if I could edit it quickly, the assistant message, and then continue from this. So that's kind of also one thing that I kind of did here, that like now we can, for instance, edit the whole message, but of course this applies also to the user message, etc. And actually for this talk, I thought about like, that's so cool. Like I created also a funny landing page. Where is it? Here. I just asked about like creating a simple landing page with all those things. It did this kind of more or less zero shot, and then I asked it kind of like following all this fancy VC-funded startups of their landing page. Now the style is creating this floating island, kind of like the iPhone has with the camera. It's like now on the landing pages, the style is like having this floating island. So it also created it for me. It's a little bit hard to see maybe on the, oh no, it's here, it's better. And then it also added this without me asking, this blur effect. So I was like, that's a cool thing that it is really generating this one. And then like today in the morning, I was thinking like, crap, I don't have anything that I would like kind of show as kind of like maybe a cool feature implementing. And so I kind of thought about, hey, let's go from my like input area, make it also transparent. So kind of like that's where it started happening. But then at the top, I'm not sure what is happening. Like at the top, it is not transparent. Like maybe we can fix this now. Let's go to our favorite code thing. So we have here Gemini. I heard someone previously saying they have all kinds of models. I would say I have even more models available to me, so don't compete with me on that. But here, let's, do I have the Anthropic one configured? Yeah, I have it as well. Sonnet is my really favorite. Why is it called 3.5, not 3.6 or so? Anyhow, let's continue here. I need to type quickly. Please fix the header and make it transparent with this blur effect as there is in the input area. Let's see how it does. That's also a nice thing from Cline to add now the context window and also the API costs that you have happening at the time. Let's see what we get. Yeah, like it's a good thing to look up global CSS. Initially, when I did this with ChatGPT, it was simply assumed it's just working for the dark mode, and it was doing it, just for the dark mode. So if I switch, again, a nice thing which sometimes is handy is use the light mode. But let's see, what is it doing? It did a few things here. Let's assume we can save it. And was there any fix? Oh, I mean, like it did something because we now see this bounding box, but kind of like, yeah, maybe it's a really tough challenge even for the latest AI models. Because it's working, right? It's in the bottom, it's working, but why it's not there? Let's see. Okay, thanks.
Any questions?